Video and audio were recorded separately and combined later. Please enjoy this review on the Jetson Adventure Ebike. What's poppin'? Brand new whip just hopped on. Hey, what is up to all my real people out there? This is Real TVW, the man in the red jacket. Got another subscriber today, actually a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Lefty. He makes really cool videos. Alright, today we're going to do a video on an electric bicycle. Now you're saying, oh, there's my finger. Whoa, oh, let's cut that out, okay? Editor, cut that out. Now you're saying, Real TVW. That's an electric bike? That just looks like a regular bike. Yeah, that's the point. Exactly. This right here is the Jetson Adventure Ebike. Now, long story short, these people wanted to make a bike that was just like a normal bike. What they wanted to do was just give you a little bit of electricity, a little bit of a boost. All right, so that's what it's made for. If you're in good shape and you want to get some good exercise and you want to have a little bit of that boost, you get this bike. Now, I got this bike used for $800, and for $800, I think they're trying to sell it for like $1,600. Way overpriced, in my opinion. I'll tell you why. But first, let's talk about who this bike is not for. You want that e-bike experience, you want that twist the throttle and go, you want to feel that power, that rush, don't get this. I was looking for e-bikes. I was really thinking about the Rad Power. They make the Rad Power City. That looks like a great bike. Problem with the Rad Power, it's like 70 pounds or 69 pounds, 69, 70 pounds, and it has 26-inch wheels. Okay, this right here weighs 45 pounds or less and has 27.5-inch wheels. If it was my money and I was buying new, I would have bought the Ride One Up 500. Same 27.5-inch wheels, front fork, but it has a more powerful 500-watt motor and it has a bigger battery. And it weighs a lot more. Because the thing about this bike is it's supposed to be just like a normal bike. It's super, super lightweight. Now you can't really tell, but I'm gonna grab it right here in the center and I'm gonna lift, okay? I just picked it up. Not very heavy. One hand, pick up, carry it, take it with you up and down stairs, not a big deal. That's what this bike is for. Not the fastest bike, it's not the most exciting bike, unless you're excited by the idea of a really good mountain bike with some electric assist. The battery, right in here, small battery, I don't know the exact wattage. It's supposed to do about 40 miles of assistance. I'm sure you can get 40 miles if you leave it in low boost and you roll along. But if you turn this on to 9, because it has 9 levels by the way, I'm sure you're wondering how many levels it has. It has 9 levels of assistance. Get out of here. Okay, you hardly notice. 4, 5, 6, that's a good little ride around the park. 7, 8, 9, that's decent. Okay, you can have a little bit of fun with 9, but still, there's not a lot of torque and power. This thing isn't a rocket ship. You can see here the bike's got 226 miles. Now, you can turn it off too, so it really has 10 modes, right? 0 through 9, which is 10. And the bike is so lightweight, and the gearing is so short. You could easily ride this just like a bike with no electricity. You could take this out for a nice long bike ride, leave it off, don't use the battery, fine. Turn it on, battery's gonna get you about 40 miles with moderate use. Heavy use, I don't know, I'd assume about 20. Just from my limited experience riding it, I lose 25% battery in about 8 miles. So that sounds like it's gonna go 40 miles, but I feel like it's going to slowly get down to half, and once you get to that halfway point, it's going to go down faster. I don't know, I've had experience with batteries where it's usually like that, you know? The battery will say it's fully charged for a while, then it'll start draining, then it just drains real quick. Right? What does this have? A small battery and a very small, basically the weakest you can get, 250 watt motor. It's no 500 watts. 250 watts. 36 volts, 250 watts. This is it's like a Ikema brand. Never heard of it. It's not one of the brands I've heard of, like Bafang or Shengji. Can't think of the name. 250 watts. I don't know what torque it has. Doesn't seem like much. It'll keep the bike rolling at 20 when you're in your highest gear on level 9, right? This bike is a level 1 assist. It's made to go up to 20 miles per hour, and that's what it does. And if you want to go past 20, you got to push it. You got to be in your highest gear, and you got to pedal. That's the unfortunate thing. If this had taller gearing, it could easily go over 20 if you were pedaling, but it's geared with such short gears, okay? I don't know if you can see, but just look at this chain ring. The first chain ring, it's like nothing. You gotta be in 7th gear to even move in this thing because it's just such a small chain ring. The second one is not bad if you're tired and just want to have a little ride, and the third one will get you up to 25 if you're hustling. And when you're going downhill, you can't go much faster because you can't pedal that fast because it doesn't have the gears for it, which is unfortunate. You see here it is a 3x7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm disappointed in that. So this bike seems to have high quality parts. That's another reason why it's a good bike and it's expensive, right? The shock looks really high end. The disc brakes are pretty decent. The shifters are decent, Shimano. The brakes are Tektro. Everything's branded, right? Promax stem, Promax handlebar. Everything looks pretty good. They didn't just take the cheapest stuff. You know, I don't know what Rad Power is using as far as components. They're probably decent, but my friend got an Eco-Trick fat tire electric bike, and it had the cheapest chuck you could put on there. They literally were like, give me a good motor, and then everything else as cheap as possible. I feel like Jetson said, no. Give us some mid-level components, you know, some decent stuff, so it'll be a great bike, and we're just going to not have it be that powerful. That's the only thing about this bike that sucks. If it had a 500-watt motor, or maybe even a 350, I don't even think it needs a bigger battery, right? Give me a 350 or 500. Give me a little bit of a taller gear so I can go a little faster. This bike would probably be great. If it could hit class 2 and do up to 28, I think this bike would be so much better. I don't know, there's just not enough power. It's like I said, you're only going 20 miles per hour. It doesn't feel that fast. It doesn't feel that great, but let's, you know, focus on the pros. Super lightweight, just like a regular bike. And it gives you assist. So it'll make your ride easier. It'll let you do more than you would if you didn't have the e-assist. But this has not got that zoom, takeoff, wow, I'm on an e-bike, I'm just rolling. It's not like that. This seat right here, this is a nice seat. Super plush, super soft. Feels really good. This is, again, where they put some good parts, all right? Promax, all that's good. Oh, and then I love the tires, too. These are Kenda, small block 8. These are great. I looked them up. They're made so that they're lighter than a normal tire with the way they're cast. It has a harder center compound here for the street and then a softer on the side for when you go off-roading, and that's really cool. I mean, riding on these tires, they're really smooth, comfortable ride. I'm really liking these tires. Okay, back up to the front. I hate these grips. It's causing me some chafing on my hand. I'm going to get rid of these with some lizard skins sooner than later. You saw the screen. It's so basic. It tells you how fast you're going, the battery, what level assist, and the miles. Just not much. This screen is also something I don't like about the bike. Hold on, hand grip. Why is this screen so big and right here? I want my phone here, I want my screen here. For how little information this screen gives you, why do they have to have it so big, right? Give me a half-size screen, put it right there, let me put my phone right here, I would be more happy. And then, let me see, it's got a light, which is pretty cool. The light is integrated. You hold the up button on the control and it'll turn that light on. So hold it up, it'll turn it on. It's got no backlight. I think it came with a backlight from the factory, the clip-on style that took a battery, but the guy who sold me this bike, he didn't have it, so. He was a nice guy. He sold to me. He had money. I tell you, he lived in a nice house. He had some really nice toys in his garage. He probably was like me. He bought the bike and he didn't like it that much for the power, and he said, I'm just going to get rid of it. He didn't ask for that much money. You know what I hate? I hate that kind of kickstand. That plastic piece that moves up and down. Oh, it's adjustable. I don't know. I really hate it. It's cheap feeling. Not a fan. Just give me an all-metal kickstand. Talking about quality components, these pedals look nice. I don't know what brand these are, but they're all metal. I think they say TP. These are good, and you can see that they're made to go only one way. The back end is fatter than the front end. This is the back, this is the front, and a little knob. Last thing to talk about is the fork. The forks are really good. So what you have here is your lockout, right? It's fully open to locked out, and when you lock it out, it's locked. This is a really good quality. You hear this click? This is not cheap. That's really nice. And then over here on this side, let me just flip this. This is nice too. You got the plus and minus for the preload. And I've measured. On some bikes, you play with the preload and it's like, oh, is it doing anything? This works. You turn it all the way down 9 ways to the softest. It's really soft and it's really fun to take some jumps with this. And then you put it all the way to the hardest setting, and it's pretty firm. It's almost like it's locked out. But of course, no, look, I'm trying. With my one hand on this side, I can't push it down hard enough to make it bounce. So, of course, you can lock it out fully if you want. And if you turn to the loosest, it's just a really fun to go up and down curves and stuff. Now, the brakes seem okay, right? Tektro. I had a pain, though. This is my first bike with disc brakes. I'm not a fan. I wish it just had rim brakes. I had so much trouble. You can't really see it. Getting that stupid thing lined up. It was rubbing left, rubbing right, making noise. I finally got it after a while. The back end wasn't so hard. I got that arranged. Now, if I could, I would put some wheel rim brakes. But you can see here that this wheel is not made for that. You're not going to be able to get a brake on that. It doesn't have the same, the mating surface. So these are made only for disc brakes, and they seem to stop okay, but they were a pain in the butt to get adjusted. I'm not really a huge fan. I know for sure it comes in red and green. Really happy I got the green one, because green is my favorite color, even though I'm the man in the red jacket. So this is the Jetson bike. Again, I wouldn't buy it, especially not for new. Okay, well, I wouldn't buy it for new, but I'd buy it used for this kind of price. I really wanted to get into an e-bike. I had a giant Sedona, just a basic bike, and a little more relaxed. Oh, I almost forgot. This is just not a relaxing bike. You see this rake here? It's not very steep. You are stretched out on this bad boy. You are stretched out, and if you're not in great shape, I'm in decent shape, okay? I got about 15 pounds of fat around my midsection, sitting in my office all day. Man, this puts a lot of pressure on your lower back and your shoulders. This is I want to ride hard. You really got to get on this bike. Including this handlebar, it was actually down too much. You can see I pulled it. Well, it's hard to see because this is a really, really light rake. But listen, the handlebar was such that it was lower and you were angled even further down. I twisted it up so it's further up so I could get myself about a 1/4 inch higher. It made a huge difference. Huge difference right there. And then I moved these around. I need enough space because it was rubbing my thumb. I hate it right next to it because it's up in my thumb, so I had to give me some space right here. You can see there's already space here because of the little controller, so that really made it perfect. I just kind of modeled what I had on that side to give me that space. So, all right. If you're in great shape like my brother Kurt and you want to get a good workout and have a little fun, this is the bike for you, if you can find it used. Jetson, if you want me to buy a new bike, go ahead and drop in a 350 motor, maybe increase the battery a little bit. I feel like there's probably space in there for a little more battery. Or use a better battery quality, give me the same, give me more power for the same space, but give me more motor, more battery, give me taller gearing, make this class 2, make it hit 28, and I think this would be a great bike. If you're looking for a comfort bike, don't buy this, right? Get yourself the Ride 1 Up or get yourself a Rad Power. Those are going to be more relaxed, more comfortable. So, something to think about. This is Real TVW, the man in the red jackets, and I hope you see me in the next one.